I'm saying turn the phone on because it's breaking over here. So let's go back, y'all. Y'all, welcome on up in here again. So, we just sung the theme song. I know we just looking crazy. Ain't nothing playing. We just... Look, all right, now, we starting off? Let's go. Welcome back again, y'all. I'm talking about we just talking, ain't nobody said nothing. So,
we talking some real
shout out to the person who said something.
Right, shout out to baby. Yes, the baby. Alright, so y'all, the topic is, can you love someone and still cheat? The topic is, can you love someone and still cheat? Then we started talking about what is worse, physically cheating or emotionally cheating. Yeah, you want to drop them gems you drop. It's okay. Come on, we need them, sis. We need them.
I think the gist of what I'm saying, like, it's so hard to choose between, like, for me personally, it's hard to choose between mentally and physically cheating because it's all a reflection of his lack of discipline. Like, lack of sexual discipline and lack of respect for you. Because the bottom line is the same regardless of if he fall in love with her on something like, I want her in my life, this where I want to be, but I got to be over here because I don't want to hurt her feelings. Versus like, oh, you ain't let me hit in like a month and now I'm in a dry spell and I'm a man, you know I got to, like, it's still, that's still tough. That's still
what you saying over here, Shane? But do you feel like a month is too long to go without sex in your relationship?
I feel like if you respect your partner, now this is, okay, I'm going to speak on my experience when it comes to relationships. I'm not married. I'm not married, nor have I ever lived with a romantic partner in my life. And I'm 24. Oh, yeah. So, at least in my head, when I think about scenarios like that and how I think I'd approach them, it's like you gotta have communication really open and really honestly about what your personal libido is and what his libido is, how external factors can affect your libido, because like you could be a high libido person, like
libido, break it on down.
Libido is
I
like,
didn't know what it means, but I got you.
But you know,
or just like that, your sex drive.
Okay.
Sex drive. That's what she's saying.
But there are external factors that can affect all of that, and whether or not your person is emotionally intelligent enough in order to understand like how that impacts yours, and whether or not you respect or love him enough to understand what impacts his, like that, all of that can be tough. But a month, bro, you gotta have a real conversation about that, because like
going a month. So 30 days is long to you.
Oh, bro, personally, we
all speaking from personal experience.
And I know you around, and I know I got exit. Like, okay, right now my relationship is long distance, so my discipline is there because I know he ain't here. But in the past, when whoever I'm talking to at the moment is near me, and I know he's up the street, what you doing? What time you get on?
Yeah, pull up.
I know. Oh man.
A month is definitely too long.
A month is too long?
A month? Well, that's when I'm in the house.
Okay. So,
yeah, mine would let me go 3 days.
Oh.
So a month is,
hey, something to rear end. Okay.
Oh, you got the key.
We gon'.
It's another.
So, what do? I feel like 30 days is long?
Yeah.
A month is a long time. Can I do a month? I guess I'm looking from the mother standpoint. Think about you have to wait 6 weeks anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So a month can be done. You know what I'm saying? It ain't easy, but a month can definitely be done.
Right, physically, it can be done.
With right physically,
Don't need no temptation. Right.
Don't be trying to nudge and rub, you know. In 30 days, a long time to you?
Yeah, 30 days is a long time, but it's
These hoes just hot. They just hot, y'all. They hot. That's all it is. I'm the only one said 30 days. Everybody,
so what does that mean?
30 days is doable.
Yeah. Really?
I said, but I'm looking as like the mother part. Think about when you have a baby, you have to wait like 6 months, stuff like.
Okay.
So I'm saying 30 days is doable.
Yeah.
You know, it's rough, but. You know, 30 days. And then what I say is being out. If I'm not in a relationship, I can easily do 30 days.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm single and doing my own thing, because I've done it before. Now, being in a relationship, and then especially, like you said, it's in-house.
Right.
So that makes a difference too. So I kind of get that. Straight like, yeah, you was just saying, So let's go and dive into the real topic.
All right now.
Can you still be in love and cheat? Don't y'all get quiet. Everybody take a deep breath.
Right. Breathe hard.
Which I like. Not that scared.
Ain't it? Okay.
Stop. Come on, Chaz.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like being in love is like you being in a good mood. It's like a spirit. It comes and goes.
Okay.
So, if in actuality, can a person be in love and cheat? Yes, because being in love is just like a quick moment. You can be in love today and tomorrow you wake up and be like,
This person is good.
you know what I'm saying? Like I'm good. So it can be very easy to cheat in the stage of, oh, I'm in love with this person. Yeah, this person may be in love, but they still capable of, you know, cheating. Like, yeah, because that's like an in and out moment.
Thanks.
And then I feel like you gotta have, you know, when you in a relationship, it ain't gonna all be just cookies and cream all the time, especially because y'all two different people. So until that moment come where y'all can actually just understand, like, okay, this person she having her day. Let me just leave her alone. He on some other stuff, but I know why. Instead of just, oh, okay, this person getting on my nerves. Let me call such and such.
Yeah. And then we changing every day.
Right. Like, especially if you're together for a long time, y'all not gonna be the same person 2-3 years ago. So it's ever evolving.
Yeah.
I feel like you can.
Definitely.
It's and cheat. I mean, I don't recommend it.
Please, 0 stars.
I think you can. Go ahead and do it.
You know what? You should go and cheat. It's like she was campaigning for you. I definitely think you can do it.
But I don't
I
wouldn't say.
But isn't like being in love with somebody like the first stages of the relationship or whatever it is they created?
Where do you get past? Where does it go past the in love?
Being
stage?
in love.
What's after that?
Right.
What's after that?
I'm asking, like, give your whatever you.
I mean, because at some stages, I guess it do come in a stage where you like you're no longer in the phase of being in love.
You mean like the honeymoon phase?
Yeah. You know, like any socks on the floor can change my whole mood. So now at this point, I love you unconditionally. Like I tolerate you. I love you. I want to be around you. So you saying? So like I think in love stage is like the giddy kind of the butterflies. I can't wait.
The cupcake stage, as they say.
And the words sneaking out like, hey, what you doing?
Right.
I think like the in love stage because you're not always in love with. Like I said, in love is a spirit.
It is.
So like after in love, it's love unconditional. Is what you're saying? That's when you love somebody's flaws and all.
Yes.
Okay. And then like she said she's never lived with anyone. When you live with somebody, that's totally different. Because you see them outside of when y'all just get ready for a date.
Yeah,
like,
you dressed up cute, smelling good.
Or spending the night with them.
Right.
They are totally different.
Like when you live there, it's just like
you gotta wake up to them, go to bed to them.
You see this person here and here, like you experience. You know how people say you experience and see. You experience like I'm gonna see how he is when he broke. I'm gonna see how he is when I'm gonna see when he's mad, when he's happy, and can you tolerate that? Can you still love this person because this is who they are?
But also, I feel like marriages go in stages too, though.
Oh, okay.
Like one stage when in love, the next stage you alright. The next stage, right now you just here.
But I feel like that's a relationship too.
Well, yeah, it's long term.
Yeah.
Marriage is a more intense, like, cause y'all can't go
It's intentional thing, like, we got to we got to figure something out.
If y'all boyfriend and girlfriend, I think it's different than versus being married.
Storm them out and go.
I don't holler at you.
When you married, like this argument, like this is not the, like we still got to figure out how we finna do this after today versus we boyfriend and girl, we ain't got nothing. I'ma holler at you. And you can't, when you mad, you can say this over,
Right,
but it's really not over.
You go to the living room, come right on back up in here because we got to figure it out.
So it's
I got a question. So, okay, for those that are in long-term relationships and the ones that's married, what's the difference between emotionally for you, how you perceive how your partner feels about you when they cheat on you, when y'all like a year in, y'all a couple years in, versus when y'all married? Because I feel like women receive that differently based upon the time spent with that person and what this person has led them to believe that they feel about them.
If you cheat in a year in, you really don't know what you want. Like you still trying to, you confused. Like you know this is what you want, but you feel like okay, it may be something else out here because I've been this long. I feel like I'm missing out. And I feel like if somebody cheats, it's really a reflection of them. It ain't got nothing to do with you.
Oh yeah,
no, don't take that in as a personal thing and be like, oh okay, because you bad regardless. Like you, it's this person that don't know what they want. That's undecided. That's battling whatever.
But they will make you feel like an issue.
Oh, yeah.
So it'll have you question yourself.
Yeah.
Then it'll have you trying to straighten yourself up. Then you find yourself like, why am I trying to straighten myself?
And I'm not the issue.
Yeah, so like it does give you a mirror, but the mirror is foggy. It's not you.
Right,
It's
it's them.
thing. So you looking in a foggy mirror through somebody else's action.
Right.
That's like mentally stressed. So when they kind of stuff happen, it creates mental stress on a person that she.
Now I feel like what you were saying. I think it does depend on the relationship, what you have put into it, how we receive infidelity. You know, whichever way it may be. If it's them physically sleeping with somebody, or if it's just I caught them texting and they just googly eyeing and you know whatever. You know, because I've in past serious relationships where it's like we stay together, we paying these bills together. You know, we done signed on to this lease, you know, all of that stuff. And that's not a good reason to stay, but that's I'm speaking from my personal experience. Just back in the day, like, man, we got this baby together. I ain't really trying to start over, you know, this, that.
I ain't trying to get my number.
You know what I'm saying? You trying to add on my body count. The body count, right? You know, so I do feel like it depends on the time spent with a person or just you all's emotional connection and how well you know that person, you know, because some people can deal with cheating like, okay, I know he was just, you know, because we ain't had sex or whatever, he just need to get his rocks off, or maybe I wasn't there emotionally for him and somebody else was giving him that, you know, I was slacking, because we slack. It's not a reflection, it's us slacking is not causing them to cheat. Let me say that, I don't want to make excuses. But, you know, sometimes we just be like, well, I truly wasn't giving him what he needed.
And then it can be vice versa.
Right, vice versa. The man, you know, he wasn't giving me what I need. Because it can happen. It can happen.
My thing with that is communicate.
Right.
Communicate that with me. Let me know that. Don't just have me out here thinking we good and then you out here with
But do you ever have that feeling? But think about it. Do ever you have to realize yourself sometimes, like, bitch, get your shit together. Because I have to tell myself that sometimes, because my man, he's more of an emotional person and I'm not. And sometimes I have to be like, bitch, get it together. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want my man out here in the streets like that. Which a person gonna do what they want to do regardless. But it's still like, you want to hold up your end. So if they do go and do what they gotta do, it won't be because Mika went, hell no. You know? So sometimes we have to realize, like, for ourselves, like, okay, I really wasn't giving what I should have been giving, and like say vice versa. Hey, you ain't really giving what you should, you know what you need. So that's as far as the dating videos.
Y'all need some recipes. Y'all go follow Jamaica on all social media platforms. If you can't find her on one platform, go to her Facebook page and click on her Linktree link and follow her on all social media.
term now. We're gonna go to the married women because I ain't married. I don't know nothing about that. So what was the question for real? Yeah, hit him with the question again.
So okay, y'all can since y'all are both married, you can speak from both ends of like, okay, how do you receive being cheated on when you dating versus when you married? Like, what do you weigh in your head as far as like how you feeling, what's important to you in the moment, how you reflect upon it as far as your own introspection, and then like evaluating y'all's relationship? Like,
well, first I'm calling my mama because mom, get some bail money really.
Ooh, now she going to jail.
Yeah, it's.
But no,
It won't go.
At
this stage in our relationship.
You've been in this game a long time, Coach.
She said a lot. She said a lot. Do y'all care? She is saying that. She is saying that. Did y'all hear all that?
We decoded all of
Did
it.
y'all hear all of that? And that's it. Like,
But no, seriously. We've been together 16 years. So check this out. I've been with this man since I was 19. So we have experienced a whole lot. And I can't say thank you, Jesus. Like, cheating has never been like, I always say, like, he already know, I would rather argue about anything else other than
Like,
it's just something like I can argue with you about, but when I'm arguing with you about somebody else,
that's a problem. That hit different. That's hitting totally.
And not saying we haven't, but if it's like, most relationships, like, girl, he all, it ain't no always.
Right.
So,
yeah.
then you slip, you okay, you're right, you human.
Right.
I mean, we've been together 16 years,
right.
so of course it's gonna be stuff that is happening with both of us.
Right.
But it's the magnitude. I mean, it's that discipline. I mean, it's how disciplined are you in a relationship as far as when it comes to be extending that conversation or whatever you're doing outside of us.
Yeah. Right.
Like when now that's a whole. We're gonna argue about something. We're gonna have other type of problems.
I think for the people that have discipline when they're with people, whether they're married or in a long-term relationship. Now this is me speaking personally. I think for the people that is very disciplined, meaning I don't want to inflict wounds on you, because me inflicting wounds on you, those are wounds that gonna soon reflect back on me. Because if we're married, we're as one. So that means God said that if we is one, like, why would I hurt my own body? So that means if I wouldn't hurt my own self, why would I hurt you? So as for me, it's because I used to be married. I'm divorced. So as for me, I experienced those kind of things. So as for me as a woman, I would never want to put my husband in a situation where he's arguing with another man about me. Because number one, I do know that argument can lead to these two men pulling guns.
Right.
It can lead to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
So why would I put myself in that for a moment?
Right.
How long? So I don't want to cause, and I don't want to inflict pain on you, because I do know down the road that pain gonna come up again. And the reason why God tells us to not to do it, because no one's willing to forgive.
Right.
So it's like if I don't want to be put in this situation, I would rather be disciplined enough to see this handsome man over here and be like, oh, okay, because I got a handsome man at home. So that is just from a person that wants to be disciplined, because I love you and I'm disciplined enough to see it, don't see it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You got basically you need to love someone enough not to cheat. Like, how you can love them enough to choose. I'm not going to do that.
Right.
So you want to give your take seats? You got to go. It's your turn. Come on, sis. It's okay.
I still kind of forgot the question. All right. Okay. Now, when we just dating, depending on how long we've been together, if we just starting out, I don't give you a pass. I might get my lick day.
Okay. We're gonna talk about them licks too. That's the next question. We're gonna talk about them licks.
And it depends like getting your lick back, it's digging a rabbit hole.
It's even in the score. No, I'm that's my opinion.
At that moment, yeah, after the fact, yeah.
But now we even, so let's look. You cheated, I cheated. So what's up? Where we going from here? You just wanted me to forgive you. You know what I'm saying? Come forgive me. Now we both got to forgive it enough.
It's selling a whole lot of toxicity.
We both got to pray and ask the Lord to forgive us and go to church and get counsel. Let's do it. But I feel, I do feel like it's really not worth it.
Yeah. At that moment, the trust broken on all sides.
I don't ever want nobody to take me out of the person who I am. I don't ever want nobody to make me become a cheater because they were cheating. Now if it's in me, whatever. But I'm never gonna try to stoop to the level and be like, oh, because he cheated, I'm gonna get my lick back. Because that makes me just as worse as you. And I want to keep my little squeaky clean title. I want like, nah, you I've been doing good. I don't want it to be like, man, bro, you know you right. You know that nigga, you
ain't say nothing because you right. You know they'll throw it back up now.
No. It's gonna that person you got your lick back with, now they won't leave you alone.
Ooh,
That's when you got to know your place. Know your role.
Know your place.
Stay in your role.
You gotta program him in the phone with lick back.
Lick back, right? He be like, babe, lick back calling you. Who is lick back, baby?
That's one of
you
the
know my cousin
that
that stay on Outlands?
You know that's what it is.
He be hitting leaks. You know, when they had came up with the TV that time, you know, he hit leaks.
And that's what you know.
Right now, you got a leak.
Right.
You know my cousin that, got the cameras.
Okay, on your lick back, do you make it known?
Ooh.
Well, I hope not.
Why would you? Because a lick is like this. You got that? Did you get it? Yeah, that's a lick. Got to feel it. Got to feel it.
So you gonna
So it ain't a lick if you didn't feel it.
The lick back is for you.
That ain't good enough. I need him to know. I'm sorry. I need you to know I got a lick back.
Oh, you want your
I need him to feel it.
You want your neck break.
Girl get beat up. I
think that
you play the type of guy.
What you feel?
Not that
Cause that's on how we roll.
What's gonna be leave your phone open like
you know you trying to go through that phone.
that was good.
You might appreciate that. Oh, we still talking that was good, bro.
You said
I took my club plate, the one that be hitting the dick.
You said
My
text me in like 10 minutes.
They be like, what you
Go
doing?
get the tub, put that phone right there. Boom. And then next thing you know, you gonna get
No, you gonna feel it. Now you done slipping fast. In the damn shower. Now you gotta call your mama free. He didn't put his hands up. You heard him putting the kids up.
You hear him busting up in the bathroom, you look at the shower.
Lick back, lick back. He gonna get hit. Lick back.
It ain't gonna never stop.
That's what I'm saying.
You got a reason to go do
And
it.
that cat, you're right. He said 2 wrongs don't make it right. We did say that. Now we just shooting the shit right now. You know, but some people do want you to feel that hit. They do want you to know, like, hey, you know, you went out with Squeeter, but quick the other week.
Henry. We finna go to the movie.
Henry sound like a sugar daddy. Henry sound like somebody's uncle.
Henry picking me up and saying,
It's okay, Henry Earl. Somebody what daddy. Henry Earl the third. He's single. You know, he's a great daddy.
You stupid.
Real talk though, I feel like for real, like, okay,
Right.
stop, bro.
You hoes are getting out of the
table. But I feel like, okay, this is how I think when I've been placed in situations like this. I feel like it's disrespectful to myself.
What it shows.
To get your lick back.
Yeah.
It's disrespectful to yourself.
But what if you ain't answer your number? What if you backtrack?
Ooh, wait.
But you still gonna
Shamar,
have
put
to
that on. Don't hide your glass. Hide the kids, hide the wife.
It's the reason why they not the current one.
Okay.
But do the number really matter?
It don't.
So,
But well, sometimes to yourself the number matters. Depends on where you at in it.
Just walk behind me.
but I don't think it matters.
I mean, some people want to keep their number in a certain
one that cheat. But come on, y'all talking about body counts over here.
She asked, do body counts really matter? But I was saying, personally, you might want to keep your number in a certain area or something. And, I don't care what nobody else.
That ain't got nothing to do with it.
Yeah, that ain't got nothing to do. But, like, personally, you like, okay, you want up there.
When you be with a guy, he got a high body count?
I think it's a reflection of a lot of things. It's like, come on, I'm trying to figure out.
Okay, before you answer it, let me, this same thing, okay? This or that real quick. Would you rather a man who's low count under 5 or a virgin? Or would you rather a man that's 20 and up?
Child, that hurt. If he got 5 and under, he ain't a virgin.
I'm saying between 5 and a gender. Okay.
Oh,
I feel you can teach us.
You can, and I feel like one of the leading reasons why people be like, oh, give me the high body count. He know what he do, baby.
That don't mean a hill bean.
Don't mean
She can say a damn thing.
Say it forward. Yeah, it don't mean.
Especially when we talking about a man. Cause men are
Ooh, she feeling it. She felt that. Somebody gonna get help out of the good old text message. She felt that you said.
No, because it's a difference. It's a difference between a man that knows how to have sex with a whole bunch of women and a man that knows how to sex you specifically. And not a lot of men. Not a lot of men. For real.
Cheers to the man that know how to have sex. You come on, cheers. Come on, real.
Because you're gonna encounter, and even to younger girls that may be watching this too, you're gonna encounter a lot of men that just have sex in order to please themselves and not necessarily look at sex as an act between two people. Like, it's, oh my God, I'm speaking from personal experience at least. It's, man, the ratio between men that have sex to have sex and men that have sex to cater to you, and that's regardless of his body count. Because he could have 2 bodies and be like, okay, I'm gonna learn her body intrinsically, and I'm gonna learn what turn her on and this way. And then he could have like 200 bodies and think the same way. It just depends on the man you talking to. It depends on the man.
What? Tank episode nice and deep.
Yeah. Y'all gotta check it out. Tank on Nice and Neat. That was a really good one.
Because it's a podcast called Nice and Neat. But Tank was talking about him being a person who caters to the woman,
right,
and not himself.
Because at first he was basically having sex with busting fast, and they weren't being sexually satisfied. And he got with an older chick, and then she taught him how to.
Shout out to that older lady.
She taught me how to look.
That's why we love cougars.
Come on, are we in the cougar age? No, I'm like, are we in the cougar? I think we borderline. We a teen-a-tar. A little bit. But if I had to choose between the two, I would say 2, on the. But I feel like, to me, body count don't matter.
It don't matter.
Like, anything that my man did before me, like, we put that on the slate. Whatever you did before me, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, me.
Don't let it spill over to over here.
Right, it don't. But I feel me and Chris, we talk about everybody. Like, we talk about our previous sex experience, like with other people. Now, that's just how our relationship works. Like, we talk about random ass, like, man, there was this one night,
Yeah.
We can do that.
Yeah.
That works for us. So I feel like when it comes down to like us and our sex and all that, it's open, because even when we talk about it, it's cool. So when we in the act, it don't matter.
It's open with just y'all or
with me and him. No ma'am, I ain't me open like that. Just put it out there. You throw it out there. Somebody be sliding the you know, you say y'all is
I think you cute.
You cute, he cute.
I've been watching you for a while.
You not right. I've been looking at you. Come on, let's get you started with this coffee. I use cream for it. Bitch, you get out my DM. Stay the fuck away from me, be short. But I feel like just even in general with the sexuality, it depends on the person that you are with. If you all are sexually compatible, I feel like communication is key. If we don't discuss what it is that we need sexually, I feel like that can cause the cheating and the infidelity and reaching out to, or what you need emotionally, because it can go from emotional to physical. You know, so I feel it depends on you, the person you with, and what you need out of your relationship.
Yeah.
Okay,
You broke the trust, but you can love that person anyway.
Read it out loud so people can hear it. You just read it. Come on.
You can't cheat and be together. You broke the trust, but you can love that person in a way, meaning caring. So it's like some people, it's hard to trust again after that initial trust. Because it's like, it's so pure. It's like a little, we in our own little thing. So when you step out and you let the insiders in our little world, it's like, we supposed to be a team. Like, we're supposed to fight this together. You ain't supposed to be on the opposite side, letting them in our little. So now I got to look at you kind of like, you the opposite. Basically, like, you the enemy. Can I trust you? How I know you ain't gonna do this again? Because I'm looking at you like this. I'm valuing you. I'm trusting you. We supposed to be a team, and you on the other side. So I'm kind of like, do I take this chance again?
Right.
Do I just be like, to hell with it?
Yeah.
I think
But as a woman, we're more forgiving.
We are definitely.
We talk a lot of shit.
But we gonna say. We gonna say.
We're gonna pick a side.
We're gonna pick a side. Unfortunately.
We're more forgiving.
But now, man, and Mario just said it over there when we said something about the topic. He's like, a man can dish it, but he can't take it.
He can't.
Because I feel a man cannot take what they give out.
And that's retarded.
Ain't that just crazy?
Men in the comments, I'm gonna say you, because that's retarded. I'm just gonna say it right now. That's retarded.
But they don't think though. They don't think about. We think about ahead. They're thinking like right now. They really don't think
Women, y'all
like
don't forgive.
after the fact.
We forgive, but we don't.
We don't forget. But I do feel like, as women, sometimes we don't forget. We hold on to that shit.
Yeah, we gonna
My thing is,
hold
look, if you said you're going to forgive a person, forgive them. You don't have to forgive, but you don't have, especially if the person is trying and they're trying to work past whatever it is.
We still gonna say something.
We gonna say something. We gonna throw it out there. Oh, you talking about like when you was with old girl? But you know.
We gonna say something about
But
that.
it's all good.
We gonna make some literal joke.
Make it come back up.
Right.
Something always make it come back up.
It
It
is.
can be
The smallest
thing.
That nigga
That's
was
the
catch
word.
up on you right.
That's
You
the
wasn't even
church
catch up
man.
until you started.
Yep.
You ain't never ate ketchup.
You walk
Throw
around.
that cologne away, because that's that same cologne
You
you had, and y'all ready to walk out that door.
Never ate ketchup. If you took you to Chili's and now you like it, well, we can't eat at Chili's no more.
But that's something he got to deal with. Like, I mean, he did.
I feel like that's consequence.
That's definitely consequence. If it make him clench his pearls, you clench your pearls until I get it out my system.
Right.
I got a question.
I got a question. So like, it's like, okay, so when I hear that, oh Jesus, okay, I'm trying to process this as somebody that wants to get in longer relationships. It's like, okay, so when I hear that as like unprocessed trauma. And
What's unprocessed trauma?
Unprocessed trauma, like you not allowing yourself to truly identify why you feel that way, because like when it comes to emotions, a lot of emotions we allow ourselves to continuously feel, and we'd rather not get rid of them either because we used to something like that or we use it to our advantage as far as like emotional closeness I've seen in like other relationships people talking about. But it's like, why don't some people truly forgive that? Like, and I understand how people can say like, oh, it's so hard and how can you ever forget? But if you know you can't forgive it, why would you allow yourself to continuously experience that within a relationship instead of pursuing something where you don't?
Thanks.
Sometimes it's comfortable.
It takes a lot to actually forgive a person and then move on past it and just be like, okay, that happened in the past.
When it actually happens to you, like you can say, I forgive you. But it's still like
you know,
it's still because you love them.
right.
So, and you don't want to keep bringing it up.
Right.
But, I mean, then you hurt me to my soul. Like, you did whatever you did. You hurt me. So,
That's why I say we gonna talk a lot of shit. We gonna talk and say, yeah, we gonna do this, we gonna do that. But when you're going through it, you have to go through it. Yeah, you have to go through it, and you have to get whatever your emotions is. If you can't, but it's mentally, you have to be strong to either forgive. If you forgive them, just don't say nothing about it.
Right.
But that takes time.
Right.
That takes time. Like, and that depends on him. Is he doing everything to make you comfortable and not bringing this, opening this wound, pouring salt on it, where you know you did whatever you did? Are you making me feel comfortable? I'm trusting you. Are you still doing stuff to make me? So that plays a part in it too. Now you gonna have to you gotta go above and beyond if you done did something. He needs to understand that you broke this trust, my dude. Yeah. So I mean, I'm here. If I do say something, okay. But you gotta work. It's
you know, he's gotta be mature enough to understand. I created this situation.
Yeah.
So when it comes in this storm, I gotta take him.
I made my bed.
I created this instead of just you still bringing it up. Yes, I'm still bringing it up.
I'm still going.
Yeah. You don't put a time limit on when somebody heals. Everybody's time is different. So just because you don't want to talk about it because it's picking at you, making you feel guilty for what you did, that ain't got nothing to do with it. What you need to do is sit down and just listen and deal with what I'm going through. And then when I'm done, I decide I'm going to do it.
But sometimes we have to learn to forgive for ourselves and our own healing. You know, because it got to start with us. Like sometimes, true enough, it is sometimes harder for people. But sometimes we have to just wake up, slap ourselves, and get our shit together. Like I keep saying that, like, because we'll get so wrapped up in our emotions and so overwhelmed. Because like Dale said, if you feel like you can't get past it, go on about your own business. Especially if the man is trying. Ain't no need to linger him on. Ain't no need to study you sitting around crying and worrying the hell out of your homegirl, keep calling her about the shit you decide to stay in. No, because we do that. He came in with that blue jacket on, and I know she used to be on like, girl, I can smell it on him the way he look. He been in his phone all day. Bitch, he playing his game on the phone. God damn. Nick can't even go. He done been in the shower so long. He probably texting her. Girl, go back to your mom's house. Put him out. Whatever you got to do. We got to heal for ourselves. We got to do it for us. Because he don't give a damn. It's like, if you gonna forgive me or you ain't, he gonna stay regardless. Whether I should keep bringing the shit up or not, because he don't want to move around. He don't want to be without his kids. He gonna stay right there. You gotta do shit for yourself and stop like, well, I don't want to bring it up because of him. I don't want to. Girl, that shit go. It does. You can't get past it if you keep bringing it up. And I get it initially. Yeah, you gonna bring this shit up because I'm mad. I'm gonna bring it up every chance I get. But when we get to the point where we can talk all this shit out, I done told you how I feel about it. Let's move forward. You gotta take the necessary steps. Sometimes we can handicap ourselves mentally. We can literally just put a barrier on our own mind. Like, I just want to. You want to just dwell in it. Just
you turn your whole day thought process. If he doing this, you can't even focus on your growth and what you're doing and what you're trying to do and just becoming a better you and flourishing what you have. Because it is like, is he doing this? He been on his phone. Is he doing this? He ain't call me back. Is he doing it? Stop.
Can we take a moment to like, okay, this is where we realize how important therapy is. Go to freaking therapy. Get help. Therapy. You 45 years old, you 30 years old, you 12 years old. Get
your age
therapy, bro. Because they'll have that same mindset. And all I hear from women that vent to me about stuff like that is, I don't know how I'm supposed to think about something else. Go to therapy.
Do a crossword puzzle.
Read a book.
Do something that go outside.
Right. You have to take a step. Right. They just think they're gonna wake up one day and be gone. I'm just not gonna worry about it. It is a process. Healing takes time. And sometimes you will make complete progress, sometimes you will backslide a little bit. But as long as you keep trying to move on and you keep trying to move forward, that's why I feel like you have to do it for yourself.
And then it takes control because that thought will come, but then in the middle of that thought, you need to be like, stop. Take a minute and like, am I thinking off of my emotions? Am I thinking logically? Because logically thinking, after this conversation we had, would he really do this? And you got to really evaluate the actions that he's showing you and stop. Because you can act off emotion like this, and next thing you know, you be like, I done fucked up something, and now you back at square one based off me just acting off my emotions instead of you thinking logically, taking a moment, and then coming out there and be like, you know what, I was tripping because he playing a game on his phone. This and that, like.
All right, come on for the daddy.
It was you saying daddy for me. But yes, we have, as women, we have to learn, like, either get your shit together, or go ahead and leave that man, leave him alone. Like, because if you mentally, if you can't handle it, let it go.
And then too, if you leave him alone, don't carry that trauma into your next situation.
Baby girl. Baby girl. Everybody who knows phone call, bag lady. For real. No. Yeah. You gonna miss your money. Dragging on bags like
Don't carry that into your next situation, because that's gonna make that even worse. And don't go into your next situation talking about it. Like, sis, let that hurt.
Yeah, this
go.
man has absolutely nothing to do with what
Don't
you
make
So
it
it's not cool to tell
No.
the person the things you did
No.
previously?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
But if he gets married, it matters. They need to know.
That's what I was about to comment on. I think
Well, I
at a
ain't
certain
say that.
level,
I ain't
it's
say that.
okay. But like in the beginning,
No, not what we the
Not
first
yet,
date.
not
But I
yet.
feel like once we become serious, I feel like you should let a person know to a certain extent. You know what I've gone through. You don't want to go deep.
And I say that to, like, in the beginning, like, if you come in a new relationship telling them what they just gonna, okay, I think. I've been with man. So I'm thinking, like, when you come in telling them everything that your old relationship, I think they used it like
They
true.
definitely do.
I think you need to know that person first and see how he treats you,
Right, true.
Yeah.
and not tell him stuff because he can be
He
like trying to hide how he really is.
Right.
Yeah,
But I think what you go through is your personal report to show to give you a resume of what to look for, what to observe, what to be quiet about. Because a lot of times if we talk about our past things or how this man did us or that, people got an ear. They listen. You can have people with it.
Small Business Spotlight each and every Saturday at 2 for 7 Kitchen.
He got caught. Let me try to.
She tolerates this and she
For us. It's not to share. A lot of the things that we go, most things that we go to are for us for learning and growth. I don't think a lot of things need to be shared.
But I was gonna say, in the beginning, when you was like, in the beginning, I forgot, but in the beginning, anyway, you dating a representative regardless. So whoever you date, that ain't even.
I want to throw my shoe at whoever
Fat cat.
If y'all cook and clean and be quiet, your man will not cheat.
Do that. Bring me the back. Fat cat. Come on here and sit down. Stop playing.
He said LOL.
Why? You left. Yeah, he was playing LOL for real.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, but now when it comes to that, I feel like that's not only the women's job. This is a team effort, baby. You got arms, hands, legs, feet, ears, and eyes, and they work.
I saw a debate on YouTube, and this man was like, and this may stir up a lot of stuff. He was like, African American women are raised to be independent, whereas women of other ethnicities are raised to serve. He was like, when they're raised younger, they're raised to serve, like they cook for their granddaddies and daddies, and they help their mama clean and all this stuff. So they're raised to be wives. And he said that we aren't raised to be wives because we are raised to be more independent.
That's not true.
No, I see it both ways.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times, the mama ain't a wife.
Yeah.
She ain't even a wife. So the mama is showing you what she knows. I ain't never been married. And don't nobody come over here and cut this yard. I got to get out here and cut this yard. I got to call your uncle to come over here and look at the car. Girl, let me show you how to put some air inside, how to change the oil.
Free and independent, that's what I'm gonna do.
Right. You only can go off what you know. So I get what he's saying. Not to knock us black women, because we are amazing.
Not at all.
But I feel that.
We can take care of ourselves by ourselves.
Yeah.
Like,
But we don't.
That's not what we inspired to do.
Right. We don't.
want
Because
to.
we can't help the way we were raised.
Right.
We can't help but to go off
your
of.
situation.
Exactly. Right. But once you become grown, you can switch off. You can switch overly independent and calm down and serve and do what you got to do.
Fat Cat said that's not true.
What's not true, Fat Cat?
I think he's talking about what Shayna said.
And see, I don't really agree with that because what the guy said on YouTube, how African American women are raised to be independent, other races are raised to be more like servants. Because I look at it as, what if they are in a situation where they need to fend for themselves and they weren't raised that way? Whereas we're in situations like, okay, I'm on the side of the road, my air ain't got no, my tire ain't got no air, but I know how to do it.
Right.
Versus coming to strange man, put myself in there, like, hey, can you put some air in my tire?
Right.
Now I'm missing.
Yeah.
So I see it.
But at the same time, us as black women, we have a problem with being submissive.
And, right.
Yeah.
And
That's why I said I see it both ways. Like, he ain't said nothing wrong in my eyesight. I don't feel like he said nothing wrong because we are, in a sense, to me, I feel like it is a such thing as being overly independent, especially when you have someone trying to calm down. When you have somebody that's trying to meet you halfway, we have to learn to be like, calm down. Okay, it's all right.
It's okay to do it their way, even if
Yeah.
he don't do it your way.
No, I want to do it my way.
No,
No, that's right. I just said.
even if he don't do it your way, like you but he's sweeping and vacuuming and doing it another way. Regardless, the job get done. So you can't just be like, well, I told you to do it
Because I want it done my way.
Because that's not the case.
Right. But it's
Come on. She finna play devil's advocate. Go say it.
I wasn't.
Oh.
I kind of lost what I was going to say. I thought it disappeared. I ain't lying. But I feel like, okay, I think I got it again. I feel like with that part, sometimes men make it hard for you to be submissive a little bit.
Do they make it
A
hard?
little bit.
I mean, what am I
Or do
being
we
submissive
just,
to?
are we,
I'm just not gonna be submissive to anything. So what am I being submissive?
why do we always say that? Why do we always, what? You know what I'm saying? Why do we say that? We be so quick to be like, what am I being submissive? I'm saying, no, I'm just saying, no, I'm saying, that be the first thing come out of our mouth when we be like being submissive. Well, what are you giving me to be submissive? We don't even give them a chance to try to be the man that we
we look at submissive the way submissive is we take it as we're like
Bow down.
serve it.
Yes.
Yes, husband. Yes, I like to do whatever you like to do. That's what we take it as when it's like being your spouse's helpmate and meeting them halfway and doing what he needs. You know what he needs though.
I think we take submissive as being like you said,
Like it's negative.
like it's
a
negative.
Right.
But I mean, it really depends on the guy. Like it's like she said, what I'm with you.
I'm not against it. I'm just saying. Every time everybody say that.
You're married, right? You were submissive to open up this restaurant because then you seen wealth, you seen longevity, you seen good, you seen fruit. So I'm finna be submissive to this. I'm going along with my husband. Now I need to know the plan. What's the plan? Like,
Is you trying to just sell dope or
you know what I'm saying? Like for real, I think the one that will follow
If it makes sense.
if it makes sense.
You know, we like we think do what now?
Baby, because listen, if you come to me talking about you trying to rap,
Now wait a minute. Now hold on. Now wait. Now he got
you ain't wrote a poem a day in your life.
look. Now he's like now that's the bars. I'm a rapper, not a trapper.
The local rapper, like he been rapping all his life.
You can be local and rap your little poem heart out, but you better clock it.
I'm on that goddamn yard. Get out my goddamn face. I'm on a mixtape.
Right.
But what if he got to travel like that Atlanta? All right, ain't gotta like he trying to make it.
Make sure you on vacation and you get paid still while you gone.
Now that cat said women look at submissiveness as control.
Well, comment.
Go ahead.
I think that is a result of generational trauma.
Absolutely.
Because the idea of submission in the way that it was presented by God is supposed to be this beautiful thing.
Yes.
Submission is supposed to be so freaking beautiful, bro. And that's dependent upon who you're being led by, because oftentimes women get oftentimes women get their experience of submission by being led by a man who's not first led by God.
He don't know where he going.
Right.
So how you gonna lead me if
You don't even know what you got going.
I feel like submission is actually a two-way street in a
It is
relationship.
definitely a two-way street.
How does
Men
a man
don't
submit?
Ooh, knowing when, okay, this her lane. I'm gonna step back,
Right.
and I'm gonna let her take
Like
the
you
phone.
know you can't
Or
balance
vice versa.
this check with the paying bill.
Right. Yeah.
Not about balancing the check.
You can't get the numbers right. It's an understanding.
Because every man is not gonna know his route.
Yeah,
Every man has to find just like we find our way.
Right.
They have to find that way, and sometimes we don't give them that chance.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my mom and my dad for an example. When my mom and dad got together, my mom was heavy in the church. My dad didn't go to church for years.
Mm-hmm.
Once my daddy got older, my daddy was beating us to the church.
Okay.
So it took him a while to learn his place. But my mama, she stood the time, and once he learned his place, then everything was smooth sailing. So sometimes he's not gonna always know. He's not gonna know, and sometimes we gotta know when to chill and let me figure it out. Or okay, this nigga he just playing, he just going with the wind. Okay, I need to move around because sometimes they not gonna have it together. We expect men to just have it together, and they not gonna always have it together. But now you eventually got to get it together because we're not just gonna sit around and wait for.
And it's not a bad thing if you married. Certain conversations, your woman can lead that conversation because she'll be the one to get it done before you can, and vice versa. Some conversations the man needs to have because he'll get it done before you can. But knowing that balance,
you have to know that.
It's the beauty in knowing that balance.
And that's what that comes with time. Like we like I said, we 16 years in, and I pretty much know when to shut up.
Hard.
You know, I mean, it's not like we just it works. I know when to hush, he know when to hush. I know when to let him talk, he know when to let me talk. I mean,
And that comes with time.
That
Like,
comes with
it's
time.
like a mental thing. Like you understand, like.
and it's not always been like that. Cause we live in the car arguing like, why y'all like that? But not over the time.
You didn't go in there holding hands. Yes.
Is this your man?
Yes.
So I think that comes with time. That comes you got to learn the other person.
Yeah.
Like both of y'all two different people trying to make trying to make it work.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely
you right. We human. Like you two people trying to be together for a lifetime. Man, you got to go through some shit to get through the shit. You got to go through some shit. For real.
Brittany is ignorant and she coming here with this crap all the time.
What she say?
Don't cheat on me because we can both get booked and
No, read the one before the.
Yep, you can love someone and still cheat. I did it because I love you.
Oh, Brittany just don't act right.
She just don't act right for nothing in the world. Cadero said I need to be on this show.
Look, we gotta get some more men on. We should have had some men here with us discussing this whole cheating thing.
But I've heard some people also say cheating is not a deal breaker for them. Like that they can't. They feel like cheating is not the worst thing you can do.
Well, what else is it that you can do? I mean, besides beat my ass, those are the top two for me.
I don't know. I can't.
But some people say cheating ain't the worst thing. Now listen, it ain't me. I said
but let's look at it like this. What if we were the ones that cheated? Don't we want to be forgiven? What you say, Danielle?
I say it like this because I ran this scenario in my head. Like I'm not saying that I would, but life happens. I'm a human being.
It's doable.
Yeah.
girl, you know, long distance relationship, but let
in all your parts, baby.
But if I were to see a situation where the woman did cheat, I would analyze that as like that. I don't know. I just look at that as a reflection of his character. Like, why would you allow that for yourself? Not even just a man, but a woman as well. Like, what what is at stake for you to allow this to continue? And at least in my head, it's like,
What if it was one time?
Right. Okay.
What if it wasn't no continuation?
Right. It was just a wham bam. Thank you,
Like
ma'am.
you did, you realize I should have never.
Yeah, I should never did that no more. I'm good.
that's something I'm gonna have to go through in order to understand. My only experience with that is like, my only
Well,
experience.
I'm thinking about marriage. I'm not thinking about dating.
Yeah.
That's tough for marriage too, especially when you've been in it for years and you got kids. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
It's a deal breaker for me.
Because you made a
Because you,
promise.
first of all, you make me feel because you took me out my pedestal.
oh,
So I look at that because it happened to me. I experienced, and I know why it broke me. And I stayed for a while, but eventually I left. I could never get over because all in my mind, I kept thinking like what made you go that far? Like you literally took me off your whole mind, your whole everything.
Right.
It takes
Yes, because you
Yeah.
got that far.
Right. It's preparation. It don't just happen. It just fall in your lap.
You know, in your mind, you leave a person first in your mind before you physically
Right.
leave them. So for me, it's a deal breaker for me because you literally took me off my pedestal. And how I judge that situation is, and the reason why I didn't stay is because I thought about me. And if it was me and if I had done it, he would have never got over it.
Yes.
Because in his mind, man, you really let this
You
nigga
let that
like,
nigga-
he would have
Yeah.
never got over it. So it's like, I know for sure you wouldn't have never, and ain't no telling what you would have did to me. So I know for a fact I'm gonna handle you how I know for sure you would
You handle me,
Yes, you gonna feel like I took you off your pedestal. You gonna feel like I took you off the road that you set out that you could do for me. Because I was your girl.
How long did you stay after you found out?
About 2.5 years.
You still, but it's still after them. I mean,
There were fights, there were turmoil, there were like that situation. To be honest, honestly, that situation alone took a very toll on me, and I had got to a point where by the time 08 came in, I had told my dad that life wasn't worth living no more. I was 25 years old, and because that situation alone broke me so bad because I had built this person since a teenager. Then the kids came, and then get married came. So in my mind, I'm set. So when you break a woman off of what she has her mindset on, and you're the person, you break her. Like it like days that were sunny turned into dark days.
And then it's almost
So
like
I
you
was
looking at,
stuck.
like,
Yeah.
you don't really know who this person
Yeah,
is.
so I was
You
stuck in
know
my
you.
dark. So I was stuck in my darkness, and all I said was, and my daddy, he's my witness. I told my daddy that life wasn't worth living no more. And my dad, when I told him that, he was upstairs riding his treadmill, and my dad was somebody that I could talk to about the situation because he was a man, and that was my first time that ever happening to me. And so my dad, he just told me, he said, well, Chin, he said, well, baby, what's going on between you and your, you know what I'm saying, your significant other? He said, baby, God gonna take care of that. He said, but baby, you can't lay down because you got 2 kids. Well, God heard me. You know what I'm saying? And like I said that 2 weeks prior to me turning 25. So the day after my 25th birthday, I'm headed to my birthday dinner, and my car flip off the highway with me and my son in it. And all I can remember saying 2 weeks ago, your situation from 07 up until now has been so detrimental to you until you were willing to lay down your life, because things can get that bad. And so I remember in the midst of my accident, God speaking to me saying, am I not bigger than your situation? So with the same mouth that I said that life wasn't worth living in the midst of my accident, God had to show me that He gonna show your life. There are things that can happen to you being married to a person that can really break you. You know what I'm saying? Those things would have really broken me if God didn't find me. So I'm glad that God has found me, because that alone is my resume. From anything that could ever happen again in life, God is giving me a resume of His strength in my life. So that's how I got over it. That's how I was able to move on. Now my daughter is 20, my son is 16. My life is beautiful. And I'm glad I didn't die that day, because the thing about it, my life would have ended at that point? What was beautiful about that?
Right.
Now I see beauty. And now I still see God.
Right.
So I'm glad. So I think as for women, we need to get, just speaking as for women in all ages, I think we need to be mentally equipped within ourselves before we seek being in a relationship with a man.
Yeah.
I think that is the most powerful thing and most beautiful thing a woman could do for herself before she get in a relationship. Become beautiful within yourself.
Right.
Know who you are so you won't have your identity. Like let this man define who you are. You define, like the definition of yourself comes with you trying to please this man. So you think that's the
break
person.
yourself.
Right. You trying to please this man, so you think, I think I like this because he like it.
Right.
You just doing this for him, and then y'all break it like, I didn't even really like doing that.
Yeah.
This is my type. Who am I? Like, know who you are before you get with this person. Because really, that's how the relationship, to me, grows. Like, we two different people. Still have your own life, and I still have my own life.
You gotta
And
have
then we bring it
It's
together.
beautiful when a woman has her own mind.
You got to.
It's the most beautiful thing that a woman can have in a relationship. It's not our sex, but her mind is fine. I pray and I pray that when God bless, that he sees man, her mind beautiful. I'm with her because her mind beautiful. That's fine. But guess what? Her mind so beautiful, so I see fruit with her. I see with her. I see longevity.
And to me, that's intimacy.
That's what makes sex so great. That's what's gonna make sex so great. Because the intimate things that we do before the sex is the most beautiful thing. So that's like, I'm 39 years old, so I'm looking forward to what's in front of me. The abundance and the longevity of me sitting on the porch with my best friend. I got things to talk about. So you know what I'm saying? Like, but life is beautiful though.
Shout out to God for the Get yourself together. Like outside of relationship, you have to get yourself together. That's why I feel like it's beautiful to be able to be by yourself. We get so used to I need a man and I be going no, you don't to it. Somebody to take. It is so beautiful when you can be by yourself. You don't know, like I said, what you like and all that, because you try to do this to please this man to make sure it's, peaceful in the household, or, he good mentally, physically, and sexually and all that. And you around there lacking in every way possible.
That's crazy because society is always paying like couple, like you're supposed to be.
Relationship goals.
But like you said, I mean, when you figure out what it is that self want, because when you leave this bitch, you leaving here alone. Like you leaving here by yourself. And it took me like years to realize that. Like it really, like you are one, like God created you. Like when he created you, he didn't create you, and depending on what he gonna you, like, that's it. God created this one person.
One man, one
sound. One man, one sound.
And even with men, like, men need to figure out who they are.
They do. These men gotta get their self together too.
And I think they have a bigger load because there's so much pressure on them. You got to be the head of the household. You got to be and they still figuring out, what if they didn't grow up seeing that? So like, how do I even be strong?
They don't know what they ain't got no book.
And then that creates like a whole bunch of, now he's frustrated because he's trying to figure out, but then he got all this pressure on your back because you back there, you ain't had it like this, you stay like this. And it's like, and he's like, bitch, I don't know how.
I went to you on my check, do it. I mean, what? I took the trash down.
Like, I don't know how. I don't know. And so that's when it's time to really like the intimate moments where you can just sit and talk like, baby, I don't know how to do this. Can we learn together?
We gotta create that space for our men. Though I say this all the time. We have to create that space for our men. I'm trying to be like, I had one of those recent moments. Me and Chris was talking about something, and he was like trying to express himself, and I started getting a little snap. He was like, when you just on the show talking about creating that space, and he humbled me. He got me right on together. And guess what? I ate it right on up. I said, you know what, you right. I said right on back because I was in the car. And I said right on back. I said, it's just a joke. He does not put his hands on it. But like then I had to practice what I preach. It was like a reality check for me. Like
you don't want him to be patient. Like you're a first time mother, and he grew up with a mother that's nurturing nurturing and knew what to do. And so y'all living together, you're a first time mom, and he just like, you don't know how to make the baby be quiet.
Hell no, I don't. First damn time dealing with
What do I do?
Like, you have to be able
we have to.
And how they was
Raised,
raised, I mean,
it plays a big role.
Like how a man or even a woman thinks.
Yeah,
It
right.
plays a part, like what you saw when you were growing up.
True.
That's like you fussing at him for not doing XYZ when this is all he.
Right, he's been doing for the last 25, 30 years,
His whole life, so
15
it's like-
years prior to meeting you. His mama didn't let him operate in this space for so long, but his dad didn't let him operate in this space for so long. Like I was talking, being the old independent. It was just me and my mama, so now you ain't gotta take the trash out because I already know how to do it. I know how to fix copyright. I can build a damn house if I need to. But my mama didn't build a house.
And then that's when the balance is thrown out because you're not allowing him, you're not operating your feminine. So you taking more on that masculine energy, and he just sitting there like, well, she don't need me. And it's shrinking. It's shrinking.
I really don't want to take no trash out. I don't want to cut no yard.
None of these, because I was hard.
I really want to just cook it clean, like for real. Like cooking in the cleansing, I have no issue with that.
I
Like
don't like them chemicals.
tend to the
I
children.
know that I'm a sense of kids.
Yeah.
We'll do the yard together. We do the yard together. When we
If I got some plants,
That's not a fun
We do the yard together.
Baby, go ahead and do the yard. I'm gonna go get you some Kool-Aid. You want beer? I'm gonna get you some chicken wings.
But it's not
you come in. I'm in the shower.
it's not just me
Turn
and
the
him.
game on for you. I don't want to be out there with you.
It's a family affair. It's me, him, and the kids.
I feel that. I don't even want to do it with
all in the yard. I'm gonna hold the egg while you put
Put that worm down. Get that. Why'd you eat dirt? Put that stick down. You know what? Come in the house. Baby, get you. Come on. It's time to take a bath. It's been a lay down. I got to cook anyway. See, I'm coming out here so you can get some time back out. I didn't have to come out. You know, nigga hang with your dad. Break your nigga when you go. You didn't get out. That's me. Me? I don't want to be out there. Baby, go on, cut the yard, do your thing. I'm finna go put this beer on ice, fix your little Kool-Aid, lemonade, whatever it is, your preference, roll your blood up, what you need.
You in the kitchen though.
You know, put me in the kitchen. I'm finna have a meal ready. I'm kicked up on the couch waiting for you to come in and join me.
Right.
So you ain't cutting grass.
No, ma'am. The thing is, I don't even know how to start a lawnmower. I've never cut a yard before. Don't know what that is. Don't never felt that. Baby, I'd rather not. I don't want to be outside to it.
I'll be outside for a little while, depending on what you're doing. But if we mowing grass, you can have that.
Right.
If we in the shade with the plants and the flowers, cool. When it comes to other stuff, no.
Yeah.
No, I'll be in the house. I had the air conditioner on to be nice and cool. I had the towel and stuff, so you can go and get ready. And if you thirsty, and you know, I have all that prep.
Yeah.
But just being outside on the ride lawnmower with you
And child, we ain't even got a ride. It'll be the push lawn. I think damn sure we got a ride.
if I got a porch, now if I got like a big yard,
Yeah.
that's what I want. A big yard, and I got a porch, I can sit in my rocking chair and watch.
And
And
you know that's my dad.
I sit in my chair and watch the
And don't swing this door back and forth, open, get your juice, put it out there on the porch. Don't come back, because if you let flies fly from here cooking, don't do that. If you gonna stay out there with your dad, which one you gonna do? You stay out there, in and out. In and out. In and out. Then you come in the house and you crying because I won't let you back outside. Go lay down. Because now it's time for a nap. Now it's time for a nap.
That's our remedy in our
Right, I need you to lay down. Lay it down. Shut it down.
Take it down.
Take it down. When they get some Sprite and some crackers in there, some water. Lay down, get your ginger ale.
Not the ginger ale.
And lay your butt down.
Okay, y'all. So boom. To close this out,
Come on, sis.
we're gonna go around the table, and this is a segment called Leave That Where It's At. So this is where you name a bad habit, a trait, or a characteristic that you are working to let go of, or that you want to let go of. So this is your vow to sit and leave that where it's at.
Hold on. Say it one more time, Shane.
All right. Yes. So it's kind of like a self-reflective moment. And this is how we gonna close out the show. So it is called sis or bro, leave that where it's at. So what it is you say a characteristic or a trait or something that you have that you are working on currently to, you know, let go or not do anymore, or something that you want in the future to let go of. So sis, leave that where it's at.
You would start with shoot. Something that you want to let go of and don't want anymore. What don't I want anymore? I don't want the spirit of doubt to be something that I easily hold on to. Okay? To picture an idea or receive a vision from God about something and immediately get like disapproval from either like bad thoughts that I used to have or whatever, and just holding on to that and allowing that being the reason of me not pursuing something that God intended for me. Yeah.
Okay. Shimmy, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yeah.
I would say shame. That's something I struggle with. But the only people who know about it is my brother and my sister, because when I get around them, they're the main people I seek validation from. Or I go, does this look okay? Well, what do you think about that? Do I act this way? And it's all like, you know, once you get around people you're more comfortable with, you're more open to showing them like your insecurities and stuff like that. And so what I learned from my sister is that I really do struggle with shame. And so that's something I will try to leave where it's at.
Okay. Come on, Mama.
Oh,
Right.
I've been doing a lot of self-work on myself.
Come on.
Let's see.
You said life's insecure.
Okay, Chris. Okay, best friend.
I'm gonna say understanding my kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
All 12 of them coming in the show.
Okay, growing up has always been shut up. What you crying for? Yeah.
Go in there and let her take a nap. Like I just said.
So it's like as I've gotten older and I guess in back in contact with God, it's like now it's like when they I used to just like not saying that they don't have a voice, but now it's more of why are you doing it? Why did you do that? Why did you say that? Or and not just dismiss everybody. Because growing up, like now I look back and I'm like, damn, like I was like even my daughter, my 16-year-old, even with these two, like I'm like I was that age. Like they would say something and I'd be like, damn. Like I felt that back then, but I didn't have anybody to talk to. So it was like what it's called when you push suppress. It was like suppressed, so it was like I didn't have anybody to talk to. So everything I went through was just I just dealt with it in my head. So now I'm more, what's up? What you going through? Because I don't wanna. I don't wanna be
like that old school parenting, because I think a lot of us are brought up like this. Like,
so now
I said something.
now I'm trying to shed that how I was raised. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like I'm easy to do it, and I have to catch myself all the time. Be like, what? You know? And I'm like, now what's? I have to go back and be like,
Come on.
You know what's up? They're kids. They're going through stuff. So I'm more. Now I'm understanding. Now it's all about my kids. Like I ain't gonna even lie, because now they gotta go through life. And I don't want it to be too late, and they get too, just like the girl that killed herself. Like they really did something to me. It was like, where was your the person that you're supposed to have? You like, I want my babies to come to me with dealing with anything. Right. So it's that just trying to break generational curses and how I was brought up and just break all of them.
Every chance.
No, sir. No, don't skip over. You should have started. No, sis, you. Did she pass the court now? That over there, huh? Your turn, sis. Yeah, I'm a hoe too. Y'all don't skip me. I'm prepared. Are you prepared for Jehovah's Witness?
Okay, on my thing, I'm still for my I am
Okay.
thing.
Yeah.
We're in a little group thing and we have I am affirmations where we have to do at the 22 of every 222 every day. You gotta put in I am.
Mm-hmm.
And ironically, at the top of my and even in front of my computer, I got I am statements sitting right there. Ironically, mine is emotional freedom. So I'm trying to learn how to be emotionally free in all facets of the frame. Of the phrase. If an emotion comes out, standing on that, not shying away from that, living in that moment, and being present in that, and not shying away from it.
Yeah.
So that's mine.
You deserve all of this.
Okay.
You deserve all of this.
I'm gonna be like, oh,
No.
no. I was just being petty. It's funny you said that because that's the same thing that I want. Because I deal with that on a more personal behind the scenes though. Because people see me like when I'm doing this, I kiki and I ha and I joke with my friends. But I feel like as far as with my relationship and relationships, I need to learn to be more open and more free and allowing my feelings to just fully flourish. Because people look at me like, oh, Mika, she jokes, she kiki out. But I sometimes get to an emotional block, and I'm saying outside of crying, because I can cry. I'm saying truly feeling my emotions and relaxing, because I'll tense up so bad that I won't allow, to be vulnerable, to be a woman, to be feminine. Like, those are my struggles, like just fully embracing myself. It's me beyond the laughs and the kiki and the ha-ha. So that's me. I just want to just fully be able to just embrace myself, I guess I would say. Like, and not feel like I just have to be this funny face. I can be upset. I can be feminine. I can be submissive. I can be misunderstood or not really sure, not have it figured out. So I would say, like, just emotionally, just being able to be myself.
And I worded that wrong. I didn't mean let go of emotional freedom. I meant let go of emotional bonding.
Gotcha.
Let go of emotional bonding.
So that's mine.
Okay, I would have to say being more vocal. Like, my friends know who I am, but attention, I get really, really small. I do not like attention, and I'm really talented. My friends know that. I know that. When I get to showcasing it, and it's like eyes, I'm like, okay, I really that's enough. I used to overload. I get behind the scenes, but then when I'm with my friends, it's like this big body.
She turned up.
So I
Singing and all.
Singing in the background. Go on, carry on.
I just want to be able to allow other people to experience me, if that makes sense, and then to stop doubting myself, because I have a lot of ideas and stuff that I want to do, but what's going on? No, nothing. I'm feeling me that I'm doing that.
I'm not.
Please don't do that.
Don't do that. But I do because it hinders me from a lot.
Yeah.
And I have this thing to where, like you said, self-doubt. Like, I can do this. Like, well, nobody probably gonna come. They're probably not gonna like this and this. And then I just kind of keep it to myself and keep it on tuck. And then I just be the support. I show up for my friends, but I'm like, Shane, you need to show up for yourself.
Amen.
That's why
Amen.
on the table. Yo! But that's what I wanted this year. I'm claiming it. Like, I'm making steps to that, and it's uncomfortable, but I'm making myself to get what I want, because I have these dreams and aspirations, and I talk about it, but then I'm just like, yeah, okay. And then I just rather see my friends do it. I be so happy for them, and I'm just like, well, at least they doing something, but I need to have the same energy for me.
Can I tell you something? Once you get I heard a saying, like, once you're comfortable, you die. Like, you have to make yourself uncomfortable too. Like growing, you're going to be uncomfortable. And so it's going to be uncomfortable.
I feel like
it's going to be uncomfortable. Just think about after you look back at how you are now, the growth. You're gonna be like, wow.
Because this is the first.
Yeah.
Like, I very first.
I was a trick.
You want a trick? You want a trick? That's it.
Yeah. But after experiencing it, I'm like, I liked it. Like, it's not that bad. at first I'm like, I want to be on camera. No, like we did something at her house. I'm in the corner. Like,
in the corner.
Literally.
And I looked at her about this all the time.
That's why you said doing. Okay, I didn't know what.
Yeah, she was in the.
Okay, I remember.
And I looked at her because I be like, Shayna, you are such a beautiful person inside and out. And I was, I be on you. I be like, Shayna, girl. Because I feel like that's the beautifulness, if that's a word, in our friendship. Because we see the beauty in each other. Right. And we don't feel like it's a competition or feel like we're going to outshine. Right. It's like, now sis, come on, we going to do this together. Because I know you have your dreams, your aspirations, and the things that you want to do. And I feel like I wouldn't be a real friend if I didn't encourage you. Like, girl, what they talking about? Now you can do this.
Like, the bond that we have, they really encourage me because it's sometimes I'll be down, like the situation that recently happened, I'm like, I'm down. She's like, no, you gotta do this and this. And so just, like I said, allowing other people to experience
the full you. Because you, like I always say, you good enough, Shayna. You are, I love seeing because you are, I'm so serious. You are such a beautiful, you have such a beautiful spirit. Like, and everybody needs it.
Are you old, child? No.
You know
I'm the oldest.
Really?
I am like the oldest child.
I was thinking you was, I don't know, how many is it?
It's Tia, Kelsey, Zach, Jill, a whole bunch.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's it.
Leave it on the table.
Leave.
What I am going to for sure leave on the table, I know for sure this year, is leaving the spirit of fear and anxiety on the table. Okay. Because I deal with that, like, you know what I'm saying, throughout my days and years. Scared of what may happen, thinking of what could happen. Like I'm an overthinker. And so they, being an overthinker can paralyze you. It makes me scared. And then I have to come out of there like, Lord, I know you got me. You done had me all this time. So for me, daily, I have to constantly remind myself, like, Chastity, you good. I have to constantly tell myself that, Chastity, you know you good, right? Like, so the spirit of fear has tried to keep me, like, like this. Like, well, if you go out here and get this, how you gonna pay for it? How you get the spirit of fear, the spirit of anxiety, or something like happen, and then you gotta do this. So I think so I used to be scared of change, but God has had to show me that change is inevitable. Things are constantly changing, so it's either you gonna get witty in the change and go along with change, or you gonna lay down and die. And I know for sure I'm not ready to do that. So I know for sure this year I said that I'm gonna leave that behind me because I want to keep moving, because we know that God is a moving God. He's constantly moving, and I want to be in the move. So I'm leaving the spirit of fear and anxiety down there.
And let me say this about Chastity, because
I'm coming to you over there in the background.
Chastity is such a encouraging person without even trying to intentionally be an encouraging person. Like, I was just literally attracted to her spirit of jazz. She just is so strong in jazz. Even with her saying, like, her being an overthinking and all that, like, when I call her, she will put me in a whole different headspace. So it's so crazy to hear you say that, even though I know we have had those conversations. Chastity, you just are so encouraging, and just you give off that strong, like, it's like, it'd be like, I want to be strong like Chastity. Like on a serious tip, you give that energy. Like, I can call you and be like, sis, what's up? And we'll go from there, and just your strong faith, and it's your encouragement. Like, you just don't know how much you seriously encourage me. Like, I can call you and you don't even know I'm like going through stuff, and I'll just be like, or the Lord just laid on my heart, like, call Chastity. And we'll talk, and it'll be stuff you give me that I didn't even know I need. You know what I'm saying?
Beautifully broken. That's all I can say.
So
you have to be broken to even have strength for somebody else. I remember my mama used to always tell me back in 2007 when things first started, she used to be like, well, baby, you know what you're going through is for somebody else. I used to be like, well, where did it be?
Right, because I didn't know he is so I don't want this.
My mama used to always tell me back in the gap, she used to be like, baby, what you going through? So you gonna meet somebody down the line that's going through the same situation, and you got to have strength for them. We gotta have strength for me, sis. We gotta have strength for other people. Like
That's dope though.
that's really why some of us still here. You gotta be a reflection and a living testimony and strength for other people to see. So I thank God for still.
And I think that goes with you, like you said, you always trying to figure it out. You talk yourself out of that's you, like what? But God, He's already like it's already destined anyway. Like I think everything is destined anyway. So while we be going through and we be sitting there like, Lord, wow, like for real, like when you going through, it's so hard to see.
Yeah.
But after you get over it, and He just be like, "Didn't I tell you?"
I told you.
Like, oh,
Yeah,
right.
you know what, God? It's big God, big God, big God, big God.
And I really feel like He be sitting there like,
Now see, you just go, okay.
now give me my demon.
Right.
Now give me my demon. I was like, that's how I because I had to go like, oh,
You know what, you know,
my fault. But that's how I really feel like
Players mess up too, God.
So you question me.
You ignore him because you this what you want to do.
And I
he
know
tell
way.
this is what you need to do. Like I see this, but I'm
We always said, but it's always
that
that
trouble to piece. You like, why this ain't work out? Because I told you.
I told you, black, to go left. But now you want to go right because so-and-so said, I said, listen to me. Focus on me.
Anytime we listen to us, it never works out. It never. When I say it's
100, 1,000.
it's that uncomfortableness.
Yeah.
Like it's that uncomfortable route that makes it. But when you trying to be comfortable, it ain't. All right, come on.
Have you have like, and I know we about to wrap it up, but I always try to think of like, you know how you imagine things in your mind, and like you know how like how you just like in your mind as you going through stuff, and then when you almost out of the tunnel, you know how you sometimes look back and in that tunnel you see like on the side you see like different things that you experience, and then you look back and be like, man, it was scary. But I'm coming out.
Oh, no, I got too close now. I got to keep going.
Go back. You know what I'm saying? So I think I be visualizing life like that. Like, it be scary, like in the middle of this dark tunnel. Because I think that's where my anxiety has come from. Like, I don't know what's on the other side. The unknown scares me.
It's not for you.
Because that's where your trust and your faith in God comes in. You're not even supposed to be focused on the tongue. You see that phone? That's what I'm trying to get. That's what I need to focus on. We worry about everything. It's tunnel vision. If you trust in God and you allow Him to lead you, none of that don't matter no way. Because He gonna bring you through it. Keep going. Keep going.
And them moments is what makes it beautiful. Like,
Amen.
it like, and I can use this restaurant for example. Like, when we didn't have none of this was not we didn't. I was like, oh, you cook? All right, bring the food truck. Like, it was, all right, we quit. Like, it was, like, and that's me, like, I can't, if I stay in my head too much, I'll talk myself out of it. So I'm jumping.
She impulsive. She don't think about it.
I jumping. When I say I don't think, like, and sometimes I hate that. I know, like, I don't even call, like, when I'm gonna do something, I ain't gonna say stupid, when I'm gonna do something, I tell people afterwards, like, hey, I just so and so.
I did so.
That's because I don't want everybody else's opinion to overtake whatever God has already told me. So it's like, and people, so you get to telling people I'm gonna do that, like,
Girl, you know now where you should probably, because the devil uses people closest to us. They know it's gonna fully affect us. He gonna hit that one right in that church and be like, girl, now you know you should. I wouldn't do it. And it ain't nothing on them. It's just the devil using them trying to.
God never shows. He shows you. So when you going to tell somebody else, of course they not gonna be with you or be good with you because it ain't free. Because they ain't sold this greatness. They ain't supposed to. That, you know what I'm saying? That God didn't give it to them. And people always say that, like, He didn't show you, but for real, like, if He show you something, if a crazy idea, if it's in your mind, God has put it there. Like, if you, so don't ever be like, that's too. It can happen. It just is how bad you want it. What you gonna do?
Sis, follow your dream.
Come on over there, come on. What you leaving? Singing in the background. What you leaving?
thing I need to lay on the table is I'm a control freak.
Okay.
I'm a control freak. I feel like I have to have my hands on it. Like you said, I gotta know what's coming ahead. And I think in this season of life, God is teaching me to trust the process and trust Him throughout the process. And it's just gonna all make sense in the end. So I'm gonna lay that down. Just trying to control everything.
It's
Yeah.
It's beauty in the unknown sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
You know,
it really
it's beauty in the unknown, and like Dee said, a lot of the things that we go through, it makes you appreciate and value the end once you get there. It's all a process. So at the end of the day, never stop. Keep going. Stay focused. Even if you get knocked down, you get dragged back a little bit, just continue to keep your eyes on the prize. And it was needed. It's the process. It's gonna make it beautiful once you reach the end of that tunnel.
And sometimes when you sleep on you sleeping on others, because you never know. And this is useful too, especially. But you sleeping on your dream of that business that you've been trying to do. You never know whose job you got down the line that you're sleeping on.
And the crazy part is, you want to know something? I've had my name in LLC for 2 years. And I got it, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, when I saw the thing, I was like, I just put it above the mat. Because I got scared. I'm like, okay, so it's gonna happen. And I'm not ready. And then God was like, you need to be ready. Because it just happened so fast. Like the name, I'm telling you, the name came to my mind. I think I'm sitting here writing ideas and this stuff. I'm like, where is stuff coming from? And then it just popped like, you can do this, you can do this.
Holy Spirit.
And then I got scared. It's like, this is just too much at one time. And I've been unhappy with the stuff I've been doing because I'm like, this is where it won't get out my head. And so I was
you
just
in your own way.
I am. And then this year, I was like, you know, it's gonna take off. And then once I figured out what I need to do, I'm like, it's that simple. Like I had already made my Instagram page, but I guess I really am because I don't nobody know about it. I showed it to you, and I told my close friends, and then I just look at it like,
What you looking at it for?
because I'm like, and I guess I'm just scared because I know when I boom it, it's just like it ain't no turning back.
Right.
So
Don't turn back. That's the thing. When
I
you
know.
start and keep going.
It's just scary
What's
to
that
know
name
like.
that the Lord turned into dust for looking back?
That was it Abel's
It was
wife.
somebody's
Why he turned to
He
she
told her,
turned to
"Don't
a
look
pillar of
back."
salt. She
Yep.
looked back.
She looked back.
It was over with.
Yep.
Ooh, I promise you, he did. He did straight.
He does.
He do.
That was
But
the
and I
last dream
think
that I had
things-
in 2010. In 2010, when God was leading me out of my situation, I would never forget it, and I still carry it with me today. When He said, "Don't look back," He meant that. When we was walking in a dream, me and this man, we were very in sync. You know, God is very in sync with us. Every move we make. And so as we were walking, the man did like this. He handed me a pair of shades and he told me to put them on. He said, "Don't look back because everything you need is in front of you." That was God. And every time I rehearsed that at the end of 2010, I had said out loud, I said, I'm not going into 2011 the same way I was in 2010. That was God. When God say start this, do this, that means He gonna supply everything. He surely is. I promise you, it's a blessing. I just told somebody this at the salon the other day. It is truly a blessing in the going.
And it's a blessing in obedience too.
Yes.
That's the
It's
big tool in your toolbox.
It's that I've learned the hard way that things will not work out. You can want it and you think this is what you want and need, but it will not work out because this is what you really need to be doing. And I'm experiencing something now that I've been trying to pass, and I just get close and won't do it. And I'm like, you know what? When the situation happened today, and then I was told, you know what? You can do this and you can do that. Take some time out of my life. What do I do? Like, and so just embracing that and realizing, like, okay, Shani, it's time. Like, stop sleep. You made the preparation. You got your name. You done made the page. You done found what you gonna get your product from. What you waiting on?
Yourself. Sis, don't turn around. Because if you turn around, you may never look back. Seriously. You will be like whoever was, I think it was Abel's wife. She turned into that dust. Sometimes it ain't good to look back because you may never turn back around. You'll get caught up in the past. So y'all, we want to thank y'all for tuning in to Queen Feed. Y'all, shout out to all the lovely ladies that's sitting. You know, beside us, around us, the ones who was prepared, the ones who weren't prepared. This was beautiful. This was needed. Because it literally just happened.
It really did.
And Lord, we thank you for it because we know it was nothing but you. So shout out to big old God for this big my lovely.
When y'all get big, don't be acting funny. Like,
No, we not.
Y'all still come to 2 for 7 and have
Jamaica don't have his number back there. Mama block that number.
And if y'all missed this episode, y'all can catch it again next Wednesday. It will drop on our YouTube page. Be sure to go like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Facebook. Like and join our Facebook group. And be on the lookout for the events that we have coming up in Jacktown. Y'all know how we doing it. We got something coming for y'all. So y'all be on the lookout for that. Until next time, we out.
Please, y'all, keep it royal in this bad boy. Love y'all. Yo, she signed us off.
I did.
Yeah, that's how it works.